Hello everyone, I'm Profi1322 and welcome to episode 40 of the Choking Hazard podcast with Sugar-Free Nos over there.
You're alright, boy.
and an RDT that's in some blanket with sleeves down there.
Girl. It's got pockets too, actually.
That's got pockets as well.
Yeah, it's actually like a really decked out. You could put the remote in there. You could put your phone, maybe a beer or something. It's really
with the monk
functional, dude.
Is it? Are you cold? Like, can't you turn the heating on a bit more or something? Or...
Yeah, but you know, it's split level. It's like I don't want to ring up the bill, be responsible for that just because of this old thing. Okay. We don't get paid enough to do it. You know, this show doesn't really pay the bills around here.
Yeah, I told you. I told you.
All right, fair enough. So it's been a while. It's been a
really long time.
It's been a really long time. It's been a month.
Yeah.
Beard stream, I guess, but I'm pretty sure mine's going to be gone by tomorrow. I do have a minor thing going on, but yeah, it's just a week's worth of stress and not time. So
yeah, if people don't know by now, like we can't see Bruffy during this just because he has to use OBS to use his webcam. So anything that you could say like, oh yeah, I've got a mohawk right now, and we'd be like, oh cool, yeah, we knew that.
Wow.
Totally.
It's like those moments when Nos is speaking and I'm like, disagreeing by shaking my head but not actually saying anything. He can't actually see when I do that, which is why I do it.
Every time I say an opinion now, I should just be like, don't shake your head.
Yeah, you'll catch me one time, I'm sure. I do totally have a mohawk though.
Oh, cool, man.
So yeah, we're trying something a bit new with the old podcast. We've tried many things in the past, and we've had various different guests and all sorts of different things, and it's time to just mix it up a little bit. And
by ending the podcast,
by ending the podcast,
it's done, boy.
Yeah, that's it. It's all over.
No. That would be a mix-up, though.
It would be. So we're gonna try and sort of talk about a wider variety of things. I think things that are just interesting to us. Discussions that we want to have. We're not going to worry about getting guests on for the sake of having guests on. If they're right and if they're on a topic that we want to have, then fine. But we're kind of gonna. I feel like back when we started thinking about this podcast, I wanted it more to be like the old "What are you doing?" podcasts that we had in the olden days, where we just kind of chatted about random stuff. I always felt like that was the better way for this podcast and for us. And then we when we made it, we tried to bring guests on and be more professional. I know, and I know that me saying that makes no sense, but we tried a little bit of that.
We never should have tried to be professional. That's not why anybody wanted to. We're not like serious people. We tried a couple of episodes.
I'm extremely serious. I don't know what you guys talk about.
30-something episodes. We tried having real conversations with people, and I don't know. It seemed forced in a way.
I felt like it was getting that way towards the end of the first iteration of this podcast, I think. And the podcast that I like to listen to, like Hello Internet, for example, is probably my favorite. But they're all just guys talking and about random things, just anything that interests them. And I just prefer that kind of stuff. And that's what we're kind of getting to the point where we think we want this to be as well. And just talk about some stuff, be more chilled out, talk to you guys, and have that sort of thing. So that's what we're gonna do. Less professional, if it's possible.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think from the Mr. Boss podcast, people wanted us to have like some hard-hitting journalistic outset, and I was like, I don't know if we can actually.
You say you do not produce clickbait. My information here says that you do indeed produce clickbait. Defend yourself.
What do you say? What do you have to say for yourself?
Yeah.
Like that's not where we started. If you watch the old ones, it was just us riffing off of each other, and that's kind of why we thought it would be a good idea in the first place, is because together our personalities kind of meld into something that's kind of entertaining. We're not going to be Joe Rogan. We're not going to be these guys that are getting Elon Musk to smoke weed.
I used to believe that the moon landing was fake, but now I don't know.
Just look into it, dude. Just look into it.
That's all I'm saying. Just look into it. Jamie, pull that up. Jamie.
Jamie, powerful young Jamie. Yeah. Instead we have Hammer. No offense, but you're no young Jamie, man.
I all of that was just over my head completely. So.
Yeah, you don't watch Joe Rogan's podcast, so it would be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be nicer to take a bit more of a chilled out approach to things and just chat about what's interesting to us. Getting back to the idea of the whole "What are you doing?" podcast, the very first 3 episodes that just came out of nothing, and then led to this. That's what we should get back to.
Yeah. Remember episode 1 and like the first couple episodes when I was in my Philly apartment, just getting
and I was in my trashy, awful trailer. You remember that? Oh my god,
the good old days.
No, those were not the good old days. I have come a long way since then. I don't want to go back. I do not want to go back.
We need it all. Do you know what? This whole thing unraveled when the whiteboard and the hat left us. That's what it's been.
The hat
so episode
2. Episode 2.
Yeah, I got to go back to Philly. I guess that's where my heart is. That's where the soul of the podcast remains.
And I'll have to go back to the old house.
Yeah, you got to go to the old house. I got to get sirens and stuff going on, and Nos has to unfortunately downgrade again.
No, I'm not going back.
Has anyone who's watching now, or either of you two, because I haven't, gone back and started listening to one of the first few episodes of the Talking Hazard podcast? Like episodes 1 to 5, say.
Because I disgust myself, so I just kind of stay as far away as I can. I've actually uninstalled all the mirrors from my house, so I don't have to look at myself.
Jesus.
That's extreme. Yeah. I can't imagine that they're very good. Like, I don't really want to go back and listen to them because I imagine that they're very awkward. But who knows? Maybe they're better. Maybe we've regressed.
Fuck if I know.
We're probably about the same. Yeah, that's true. Bad then, we're bad now.
I've watched episode 1 a few times just because of the face reveals. I remember that now. Episode 1 was Nos's face reveal.
Yeah, that broke the internet.
That did.
Like 10,000 people wanted to see Nos's face.
All the like 20 people watching that episode were like, "Wow."
That's one of our highest viewed ones. What are you talking about? Episode 1 is like 10K views.
Oh wow. That's unsettling.
You seem really depressed right now. I don't like it.
I just know that I'm working my way towards Chapter 6 again in Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm kind of dreading it. So.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
Did you already finish it?
Yeah, I finished the game. I'm on my second playthrough. So.
Oh, okay.
I feel like Nos is
dreading it.
Depressed because this podcast is the one bit of real life that he has to do, and now he's realizing that real life exists instead of just the fakery of Red Dead Redemption. Is that what it is? You're happy when you're playing that, but now you're back to real life.
No spoilers. Should we?
That isn't even a spoiler. That just means that I'm coming close to the end of the game again. I don't want to finish. Yeah. I want to be in the game forever. I don't want to end the game again. It's not even a spoiler.
Just in case we do get onto the topic of Red Dead, which we 100% will, because it's one of the greatest games of all time, and Hammer's an idiot for saying anything different.
Yes, he is.
Should we just say that there may be spoiler alert?
Well, there can't be too many because I haven't finished it yet. So.
So you don't like that? No, never mind. I'm gonna try to come up with something.
He's in Chapter 6.
You don't like the part where the aliens come down and abduct Arthur?
You don't like when Arthur comes back as an undead man and it's Undead Nightmare 2? You didn't like that part either?
Yeah, I'm at the start of Chapter 6 right now, so I've got to say, I mean, it was on the topic, the list of things to talk about, so we can talk about it. We're going to talk about lots of other different things, obviously, so for those who are sick of Red Dead Redemption 2 talk, we're not going to talk about it for too long, but I've got to say that my impression of it has gone up exponentially as soon as chapter 3 finished. As soon as as soon as there was a specific thing that happened at the end of chapter 3, and then following that, the walk up to the house is the best way I can say it without spoiling anything. From that moment, the game has just gotten so much better in my eyes. Like, the first 3 chapters just didn't interest me, honestly. They were okay, they were enjoyable, but I felt the same way that I did for Red Dead 1, where it was okay, but it wasn't anything special. But from that point, chapter 4 start onwards, Saint Denis, the different types of missions, the story really picked up at that point, and now I'm at a point where I'm eager to see what happens at the end. I'm so ready to play out this story, because the story really has pulled me in so much, and the story can make or break a game for me, and it didn't do it. Didn't
I do have a question. Did you happen to help a nun in chapter 4 by any chance? Do you remember doing that?
Yes. Was it the nun that was the friend of the brother?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Good. Thank God.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. I don't know. But
I don't know. I don't know if I'm aware of that.
I've got
really.
I think the story also, I appreciate the fact that it's brought in elements from other games, like the honor system, and like the alternative ways of playing, the different endings for missions and different endings for the game. So I've heard, and these different branches that you can go down and all that kind of stuff. I feel like that is where that sort of stuff all really kicks in from the end of chapter 3, chapter 4 onwards. And one of the things that I felt like when I played Red Dead 1 is that because it was 8 years old, I'd played all of these games since then. The Life is Strange's, the Walking Dead story-driven stuff, other Telltale things, just lots of different story-driven experiences that had surpassed it from a storytelling experience. But they've totally, I think I was talking about this before it even came out, I wanted them to update their own storytelling for Red Dead 2 to incorporate stuff like that and make it, a better game for it. And I think they have done that, and credit to them for doing it, because it makes the story and the experience of going through that story so much better. And although there's lots of things that I don't like about it from a mechanic standpoint and the RPG elements, the story and the world and that kind of artistic part of the game is it's incredible. So I have changed my tune at least a little bit from how I was in the first 3 chapters.
Yeah, it's understandable, because the end of chapter 3 is, I think, one of the first big set piece you encounter in the game. I think, where everything is so. I mean, everything's meticulous in the game, but the end of chapter 3 definitely was the first big, awe moment, I think, of the game.
I'm trying to remember. What happens specifically in the chapters and how they end and stuff. There's a reason to go to Saint Denis in chapter 4. Is that how we start that out?
Yeah. Can we not just this vagueness is really just. I mean, we're spoiling.
Is that fellow named Angelo involved?
Being vague. Can we just go ahead and say, hey, this is a spoiler warning? Yeah.
Is there a fellow named Angelo involved in this?
He likes spaghetti.
Yeah.
He's like, get the gabagoo. That's exactly.
We're trying.
Cavallo, that means horse. And pantofola, that means slipper. He gave me one for day and one for night. I haven't played this game. Well, to be fair, I've replayed that mission quite a few times because it's the glitch involved, but don't worry. Anyway.
Oh, are you doing you doing glitches now, Nas? You playing
doing little cheaty stuff, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
I actually did one today that I found online of Apparently, there's a burned down sheriff's office where you can just take.
No, you
unlimited...
did a money. You don't need to do a money glitch.
I know you don't need to, but I just wanted to. Just go.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm going to show you how to pick up the same gold bar 15 times.
30 times. It's the max. Okay. Jeez, it nets you $15,000, and I just found it because I was looking up cheat codes because I wanted to see what they were, and that was the next thing. So
anyway, so can we have like spoiler discussion, or
why don't we save it until I've actually finished it?
Okay,
we'll go all out on the spoilers, right? Because there's no point in doing like a half spoiler thing and just talk about it up to the start of chapter 6, and then you can't. You're still having to. At least you two are going to have to.
You guys have a month.
Yeah.
Until the next episode.
Month we're going to be talking about Red Dead Online. So.
True.
We'll talk about the story mode too. We'll finish up on the story mode. I'll have finished it by then. Most people should have finished it by then. If you want to listen to our discussion,
why don't you just leave? Get out, and we'll talk. And then.
Okay, what else do we have going on? We had
Having said that, we never actually mentioned that the next episode will be in a month. that was a big bombshell that we kind of just kind of glazed over a little bit.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to be less professional. We are accomplishing that.
The podcast is now going to be on the 4th Saturday of every month.
I told you guys, episode 1, he'd do this. It'd be weekly, and then every 2 weeks, and then we go to a month, and then the show will be done. So I told you, I'm like, I'm not
breaking out your black suits, black umbrellas. We're burying this podcast with some dignity.
So I'm sick. I can't do this.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Stop.
Yearly, twice a year. Yeah. So. The first 3 Saturdays are going to be the content creator streams on YouTube, and then the 4th Saturday will be the podcast, and then if there's a 5th Saturday,
what will the 4th Saturday even be in December? That's going to be near Christmas, isn't it?
I think it's just before Christmas, or is it just after?
Yeah, it's just before.
I imagine it's like Christmas Day.
No, wait, hold on.
No, it's the 29th.
1, 2, 3.
22nd.
22nd.
Yeah.
What?
First is a Saturday.
4th, didn't you?
Yeah, the 4th is a
Saturday. Oh, the 1st is a Saturday. Wow, crazy.
Yeah,
crazy days, man.
Yeah.
That was like that. Thanksgiving was early this year because the first Thursday was like the first of the month. Usually Thanksgiving, I feel, is like a couple days later.
I don't get Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Oh, I actually just learned the origin of it. And I know that sounds bad because a lot of you probably think you know the origin of it. But I just learned the origin of Thanksgiving.
Well, white people came, gave some blankets. No, wait. Yeah.
Filled with smallpox. No, that's not the origin, actually.
Tell her history lesson with RD.
So yeah, let's hunker down. Let me go get my tweed jacket with the elbow patches and some glasses and a pipe, and I'll teach you guys. So the origin of Thanksgiving was actually either during or like just before the end of the Civil War, and Abe Lincoln was like, "Hey, yo, fam, all you brothers out there, we should have a holiday celebrating the family that we have and the family that we lost, and we'll get together and we'll have a feast, and it's gonna be great." And then a couple of years down the line, someone was like, "Wait, that looks like the thing that the Pilgrims and the Native Americans did. They had the first one." And then they were like, "All right, we'll just make it that now." So it was actually Abe Lincoln celebrating people. And then people were like, "Let's talk about when the Pilgrims murdered the Native Americans and let's eat." So yeah, you're welcome. You just won Trivial Pursuit with your family.
Excellent.
I mean, it doesn't mean anything to me. I mean,
Thanksgiving is, the genocide, the near genocide of an entire culture is really something great to celebrate. So I'm edgy, guys. I looked it up on Wikipedia. Now I could tell you all about how Thanksgiving is bad and how you should all be upset.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's misinformation.
Is it to me? It always just seems like it's a practice Christmas. Like you do the things that you do on Christmas: get together with family and eat food.
There's no presents and no Jesus. So
yeah, Jesus wasn't born.
Yeah, there's no Jesus and there's no presents. So no, it's not at all the same.
Not even close, dude. How could you even think that? Not even a little bit. You eat ham on Christmas.
I don't eat ham on Christmas. We eat turkey over here.
Yeah, you're weird. That's why.
Yeah.
You guys also call it like
you got to fit turkey in somewhere.
So I've had Christmas last year in Sweden, and obviously the rest of my life in the UK, and we have turkey on Christmas Day here. On 25th of December, we celebrate Christmas. In Sweden, they have ham, and they celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, so the 24th. So basically what you guys are doing is just mixing those in some horrible mesh, celebrating it on the 25th, but eating ham. So, you know...
I don't know about you. We do Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I mean.
What?
Yeah, what do
you do both?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, when you
get to open
presents...
one present on Christmas Eve.
I just can't.
You guys are weird over there, man.
Yeah.
We are weird.
Yes.
I hope I never...
You call it Zed. It's Z. Jesus. That's Christmas Day. Man.
Zed's that guy that owned a motorcycle in Pulp Fiction.
But when
Zed,
when does Santa come then? Well, you know, if he does he not
Christmas Eve
and when everyone's asleep?
Yes.
So how can you possibly open a present on Christmas Eve when he hasn't been?
Because not all presents are from Santa.
Oh my
yes, they are. Do you not know anything about Christmas?
No, your parents get you presents and Santa gets you presents if they're wealthy enough. If you're poor, then Santa's the only one who gives you presents, like I was. But if you were more affluent, you get presents from both your parents and from Santa. So.
Oh man, how many comments are there going to be on the YouTube video saying Bruffy thinks Santa's real?
Wait, what?
What? I mean, what?
You're gonna
spoilers.
Say
Come on,
that's the
we
real
just
spoiler
said there was RDR2 spoilers.
Okay. You're telling me that Santa doesn't show up in Chapter 6?
Yeah, actually, that's what I was going to say. You were saying that we'll be talking about Red Dead Online in the next podcast instead of the story, but
maybe.
Who knows? I mean, it hasn't arrived yet. It doesn't seem like there's anything happening on that front. We don't even have a trailer yet for it. Maybe it won't. Maybe it's going to be delayed.
You just got to have a little faith, Arthur.
I've got a plan.
I've got a plan. I just need money.
We just need a little more money.
We'll be picking mangoes in Tahiti before you know it.
It's a big country, Arthur.
We got lawmen in 3 different states after us.
Brilliant.
I've had a price on my head for 13 years.
I've got to say though, like I was watching the most recent episode of South Park last night. Well, the most recent 2 episodes.
Oh yeah.
And they had Red Dead Redemption 2 all the way through it, talking about it. Just off the cuff and as part of the story, and it just made me realize Rockstar's games are just a level above any other company in the entire industry by far. Like their social presence and just the way that it just goes into every single aspect of other genres and TV shows, and it's amazing.
Rockstar's games are some of the only games that like elevate from video games to part of culture. You know, not many video games do that. And Grand Theft Auto did that, and Red Dead Redemption 2 has now done that. And there's not many games that have reached that level.
Yeah,
and Rockstar's games are those that have.
But I mean, they made a real life version of Rockstar's table tennis. That's crazy. They have an Olympic sport based off that now. How insane!
Yeah, it's pretty important.
It's pretty serious. Yeah, they make some good games. Make some very influential games.
If there's any game that's deserving of an HDR update, it's Rockstar Table Tennis. One of the finest games they've ever created.
I never even played it.
I loved it. It was amazing.
And did you know that schools didn't exist before Bully came out? no one went to school.
There were no bullies before that game. I mean, come on. How great of a social impact is that?
I just find it amazing how they do that. Sorry, carry on.
I saw a New York Times article today that compared Red Dead Redemption 2 to the likes of like The Godfather and The Sopranos and other cultural phenomenon like that. And that's just goes to show you how crazy the impact is of this game and how far they went in the detail and the development. And I mean, I think in the article it said that the script for the main story is 2,000 pages long. Yeah, and I do not doubt it.
And the voice acting is incredible. Like, they go to the absolute nth degree on everything. The voice acting is, you know, the top level. The story is top level. Like, everything is just right there from a artistic perspective. Gameplay perspective, you can talk about that, but from a point of being influential to other media, it is incredible what they do. And yeah, for it to take 5 years between their games, in a way, it has kind of made sense for what they've gotten from it. And if anything, they've only made their games even more influential by taking so long between them. So
yeah, it's funny. We were, as much as we were complaining about that timeline of like 2013, GTA 5 was released and then nothing. They really hit it out of the park with this one.
Yeah, but I think they had to. If they brought out anything less, then it would have been like, well, what have you been doing all this time just sitting on GTA Online making money? Like, you've actually seen some fruits of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Maybe shark cards aren't that bad. Maybe they funded this. Oh my god.
Well, I don't think Red Dead Redemption 2 cost $2 billion.
No, but it made $750 million in the first weekend or something like that.
Incredible. It was the second highest grossing thing of all time, wasn't it? Across any movies, games, anything. Second only to GTA.
Yeah. Well, what did GTA sell in the first?
$1 billion.
$1 billion in the first weekend? Damn.
Yeah. Well, the first 3 days, I think, because it was a Tuesday release.
That's unreal.
Yeah, it's insane. So, good job, Rockstar. We'll see what happens to online, whether they, go the same route. It's all there. All the horse upgrades and the weapon upgrades. It's all rife for potential shark cardery clones, but we'll see what they do with it. But it doesn't
just celebrate it.
It doesn't take away from the single player experience that they've made, and with game companies now monetizing single player games, it's nice to see a proper big single player game that's worthy of a purchase, frankly.
Yeah.
Before we finish on the topic of Red Dead, Nos, I saw you tweeting at one point about
the controls
something
are so bad.
Well, something in general that you were just disliking. Was it like the hunting missions or something? Or
the challenge.
You seem to have developed some dislikes that I wanted to ask about.
Yeah, like anytime in the game that you stray from the story, like the good rule of thumb is if it involves a cutscene, great content, good. If it doesn't involve a cutscene, it's like you're going to be reminded very quickly you're playing a Rockstar game. Like it just like the hunting is so frustrating.
You sound like you're about to cry trying to remember it all.
I am. Do you know how many times I cycled beaver spawns to get 3-star beavers for that stupid trapper? like the whole star system of grading is stupid and dumb. The amount of animals that is required for the trapper is absolutely absurd. Like, you need 15 rats and 20 beavers, and the moose were the worst. The moose are like the rarest animal in the game, and you need 5 of them or something. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. I hated it. But I have every piece of clothing at the trapper unlocked now, so I'm satisfied. I have all of them unlocked.
It's even more frustrating when the challenges in RDR1 were so good.
Yeah,
they were so fun.
And the challenges,
they were difficult, but they were fun.
Yeah, the challenges in Red Dead 2 aren't challenges. They're like they take you so far out of the experience, right?
Yeah.
Like the bandit challenge is the worst for taking you out of the experience. It makes you do like you have to, rob trains, and the whole theme of Red Dead Redemption 2 is take from the rich, give to the poor, yada yada. That's the whole Robin Hood theme of the game. And when you're just robbing random townsfolk for their 30 cents, doesn't really make much sense. It takes you out of the experience.
Well, I think you might have that wrong. Actually, that's not the experience. That's not what I got from the story. Take from the rich, give to the poor. I think it was
Or
take
at
from the
least
rich, give to yourself.
well, that's what develops over the story, yes. But
Yeah.
that's part of it. That's part of the whole arching downfall of the game. I would argue.
Yeah, there's a very big distinction between the very finely tuned, created stuff as part of the main experience, and then the side stuff that it becomes more of a.
This game, if I could pick one word to describe this game, sometimes is inconsistent. Like the everything is so RNG dependent. There's just so much RNG in this game. The worst is the gambler challenge. And see, the gambler challenge, like you think, oh, gambler challenge, I'm gonna have to be good at the games, right? No. The blackjack challenge requires you to play the game in a manner that it is not meant to be played. Like you have to win hands of blackjack after getting 3 hits, right? So all you're doing is you just sit there and hit. No matter if you're on 18 or whatever. You don't play smart. You just play and play and play until you eventually manage to get.
3 hours.
Took me 2 the first time and 4 the second time.
Jesus. What? Just of constant
blackjack. Yes.
Wow.
See,
I haven't really looked at those.
You've obviously with blackjack, you've got to beat the dealer as well. So even if you've got like the 5 cards that you need to win the challenge, the dealer
hit 3 to get 20.
It's like,
and then he gets blackjack.
Come on.
Yeah.
God, it's bad.
It's a shame.
I thought track 10 different animals with the binoculars. I was like, this is so stupid. You don't even have to do anything with them.
And then having some challenges like just straight up locked behind some abilities that you have is quite frustrating too. Like, for instance, the rank 9 of the sharpshooter challenge requires you to shoot the hats off of 3 enemies in the same Deadeye. Well, if you use the second level of Deadeye where you mark your targets and you try to hit their hats, you'll always get a headshot no matter what. You have to wait until the final level of Deadeye where you can just shoot in Deadeye without marking targets to do that. Having and some of the challenges being locked behind in-game content is frustrating too. Like for instance, the pick all the plants in the game. You have to be in an area of the map you can't access to pick all the plants. For the ride from the Horseman challenge, you've got to ride from Van Horn to Blackwater in a certain amount of time. You can't do that. That's locked to in-game content. So, not being able to finish all the challenges early, or not early, but in a reasonable time in the game is frustrating too. It's just, there's a lot of problems with the challenges and the hunting. The legendary animals are fine. Legendary animals are cool though, because you show up, you track them, and they're there. It's that simple.
Yeah.
You don't have to ride up to the one of 3 panther spawns. Oh, there's no panther. Well, the fishing is fine too.
You're a big one, ain't you?
But hey, the fishing is okay too, because you go to where you're supposed to go, you throw in the special lure, you get the fish. It's that there's no RNG involved. But like the panthers were really bad because there's only like 2 or 3 spawn points for panthers. So you have to go there, no panther, go away, come back, go away, come back, go away, come back. Oh, finally a panther. Oh, it's a 2-star. Reload my save game. Go there, come back, go there, come back. Oh, panther. Now it's a 1-star. Go there, come back, go there. Like that's what the hunting is in this game. Once you get to a level where you need one thing.
Yeah.
If you're just killing some deer out on the plains or whatever, that's fine. It's nice and fun. But whenever you are looking for a specific animal and a specific item, it just gets bad. So
yeah, I don't like the star system. It's kind of, it should be like, oh, is it a clean kill? You got a good pelt. Did you do a sloppy job? Then you get a poor pelt. It shouldn't be like, oh, well, you have to kill a 3-star animal perfectly to get.
Or at the very least, there should be the 1, 2, and 3, and a 2-star can be a 3. There should only be like 1 and 3-star. Like I can understand there being an animal with its antler ripped off, and how the 1-stars look. I can understand that, and then a normal animal. Right, but having just the 2-star basic animal and no way to make it 3, no.
No.
No, I'm not all about that. It's just a bad feature.
Somehow we just slipped into 15 more minutes of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Just complaining.
Well, it's disheartening. Like as I play through the game and I get into the more of the in-depth things, I just find more things to recommend people not do.
Yeah,
Like,
that was what caught me off guard with your tweet.
Don't try to get all the clothing for the trapper. It will take too long, and it's not just get whatever outfits you like, whatever items you like, and call it there. Get the satchels, right? The satchels early on are a big help, being able to carry more items. But the camp upgrades are completely worthless. They're just cosmetic, and there's no point. So don't do that. It takes too long.
But it lifts morale.
Yeah, so what? So Javier could give me a medium coyote pelt instead of a poor coyote pelt?
It's funny as what Ramo says in the chat. I don't think I'll get that invested in the game. And obviously I haven't. I've been focusing more on the story and the stranger stuff as well, like, doing some side missions and things. But I feel like I'm better off having not worried about any of that.
Like I said, if it involves dialogue, like if it involves a cutscene or dialogue, experience it. It's great. If it involves just gameplay, don't bother.
Yeah.
Like it's just
not worth it.
It's frustrating.
Yeah. Anyway, we will return to Red Dead when I've
No, we
got
to rant about the controls. Hammer and I get to rant about the controls.
Well, yeah, I don't like the controls either, to be honest.
On the basic level, the movement and the controls are okay. But then, like, 13 different actions are bound to the same button.
Yeah.
Like, you have
too
Hitch
complex.
Horse, get on. Hammer and I were talking about this before you got here.
I was speaking to Nos about it before the show started. Whoever at Rockstar decided that mount your horse, hitch your horse, and rob someone at knife point should be on the same fucking button. I swear to God. I swear to God.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
It's just the worst. The amount of times that I went to hitch my horse in Saint Denis and ended up almost stabbing someone in the neck. One time right outside the police station, which was incredibly inconvenient.
I don't like the weapon wheel or the item wheel either. I think it's too much going on. It's like just in general in the game, there's too much stuff in the same place to the same buttons doing the same stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the wheel is one of the things that kind of work better than other things in the game, but there's still way too much on that wheel.
Yeah,
there's still way.
Like I like the idea of having a wheel, but there's just too much going on with it. Is what I mean.
Yeah.
I had the issue with the wheel where I would select something, I would take my finger off L1 to select it, and it just wouldn't select.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
It happens all the time.
It's because there's some kind of conflicting animation or something. Like if your horse is scared, you can't feed him an oat cake. You gotta wait. So.
Yeah, one of the running jokes we've been having through my playthrough of it on the stream is immersion ruined. So every little moment where immersion gets ruined, we've been pointing it out.
Yeah, and it's always the controls and the mechanics.
It is, yeah, it is. Or just
you'll
some
take cover
random
somewhere
glitch,
you don't want to.
Yeah, it's doing something that you don't.
Yeah. Oh my god, the cover system was so bad. I was in a fight. There was like a big tree and then a twig, and I was like, I was standing behind the big tree. I'm like, just put your back up against this. And Arthur's like, I need to get over that twig over there. I don't want this big old redwood to get damaged. It's 70 years old. I'm like, what the hell? Why are you saying this much stuff? This is useless dialogue. And then he gets killed and murdered right to death.
Having said that, I think the cover system worked a little bit better than previous Rockstar games. They've still not quite nailed it, but like snapping to things isn't as snappy. Like you're not like instantly magnetized, and you can get off it nice and easy and stuff. So
I don't know why every game that's third person doesn't just have a cover system that's the same as Gears of War, because it's just the perfect, and it always has been.
I've not played that.
Okay. It's too locked in.
Never played
like,
Gears.
I've seen Gears. It's like you lock into the cut, like he said. It's it looks like you're magnetized to it.
It should be like Batman Arkham games. It's just fluid.
Anyway, let's stop talking about Red Dead. We'll revisit it.
One more thing that triggers me. This is the last thing. So in the game, you can use the draw. I don't know if I learned this. You can use the draw mechanic anywhere. If you lightly press in right trigger, you can do the draw mechanic and then go into Deadeye, right? apparently the weapons in the game have some hidden value over which one is better than others, because if you have the better weapon in your offhand holster, you'll draw from there instead, and it's super frustrating. Like, for instance, I have the 2 custom the Schofields, like one's silver and one's gold. I want to have the gold one in my main holster and draw that. No, the silver one has some kind of hidden value that makes it better, and you'll always draw that. I originally wanted to have like the gold Schofield and then like a double action. The double action has some kind of hidden value that makes it better, and you'll always draw the double action. And it's very frustrating, and it results in me not being able to have the weapon setups I want, because I use that draw mechanic pretty frequently, and
you do.
It's very frustrating. Yes, I do. Like whenever you're robbing coaches or you're walking up to camps or whatever, it's just cool. You do the draw mechanic and then you pull it out, pow, 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 and then you twirl it back in. You're cool.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
I literally never knew that existed.
No,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, nothing ever tells you that this exists.
No.
But
the Rockstar tutorial system. Please, if anyone's from Rockstar is listening, please sort your tutorial system. Getting a shotgun full of tooltips right up in the top left-hand corner while there's bits of story going on is literally the worst thing. You miss so much.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever actually told to you anywhere that you can use that drawing mechanic.
Anywhere. Yeah, I don't think it is. But...
All right, let's finally move on from Red Dead.
Red Dead Redemption 2, okay. What are we expecting for Red Dead Redemption 3? Everybody, it's going to be great. That's what I'm looking forward to. Young Dutch.
Young Dutch. Well, something
what are we talking about?
I wanted to talk about, because I found it, I read it this week and I thought it was interesting, is this news story where a teenager managed to lose his driver's license 49 minutes after getting it.
He worked fast.
Yeah, so he in Germany.
Wait, like by doing illegal things, he didn't physically lose it.
No, he lost it from a point of taking away from him.
Okay.
He was 18 years old, returning home from his successful driving test. When officers checked his car with a laser speed gun, and he was doing 60 miles per hour, 95 kilometers per hour, in a 30 mile per hour or 50 kilometers per hour zone. So he was doing double the speed limit after just passing his test.
You hate to see that.
He had 4 friends in the car with him, so obviously you don't need to understand why he was doing that, trying to show off. But he's been banned for 4 weeks. I'm
gonna get this Fiat Panda up as fast as I can go.
He'll only get his license back after expensive retraining. 2 points on his license once it's restored, €200 fine, and probationary period as a new driver has been lengthened from 2 years to 4 years, which I didn't even know was a thing. But wow. My God, how stupid!
Well, there goes his young adulthood. Goodbye.
Like, how stupid do you have to be?
Apparently very. Maybe he thought that he was on the Autobahn. Or maybe he was just like, I don't know. He was like, oh, well, I learned that.
It was a 30 mile per hour zone. It had to be a residential neighborhood. Or a city with blocks. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. So
that's insane.
He was probably putting lives in danger. He wasn't, going double the speed limit on some Alabama back road. He was somewhere with people.
Yeah, he's not going to be troubling anybody on the Autobahn in his Fiat Panda, to be honest.
Yeah.
So my question
is to get up to the maximum speed limit.
As a lead-in as using that as a lead-in, because we all drive, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What do we drive?
Oh my God,
Have we had any issues driving?
We've talked about this already.
I know, but I wanted to actually.
Revisit.
And have we had any issues? Have we had any tickets, fines, anything like that? Have you done anything regularly illegal that you don't get caught for, but you shouldn't really do? let's talk about that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh right. Let's just talk about all the illegal things that we do, bruv, on the internet.
Yeah. No one will send this to anyone.
You narc.
I'm not working with the police department or anything.
Oh yeah, of course not.
That's because he's working with MI6. He's a secret agent.
Yeah, actually, to start off, I've been having. I drive a 2-door, 2004 Honda Accord. I think it's a 4-cylinder. I don't think it's like this.
It is.
Yeah, I don't think it's the V6.
I guarantee you it is.
Yeah, there's a V6 version, but I think I have the 4-cylinder. And I have had it for 7 years since I was 17, no problems at all. And then a couple weeks ago, tire popped. I was like, oh, damn, that sucks. Got it patched up, popped again. I was like, all right, I got to get new tires. Got new tires. I was like, oh, cool. Now I know that I'm going to be safe. Get back to my car after work one day. One of the tires is deflating. I'm like, what is going on? I go back to the place where I got the tires. They're like, oh, yeah, just noticed that there's some corrosion on the wheel. I'm like, when you put brand new tires that I paid $400 for, you didn't take note of any corrosion that may have caused the first flat.
Who put on your tires? Walmart?
Costco.
There you go.
But they have great ratings. Like they have great service, Costco. And you pay a membership fee. So
I'm sure they were really nice to you when they sent you out with corroded wheels. I'm sure they were fine and dandy.
I took it back. They patched it up. They're like, yeah, this could hold on for years or a week. Can't really tell you. I'm like, oh, that's great when I'm doing 80 on the parkway every day. Like, I just want to know that I'm going to be safe.
So yeah. What happened in the end? Did they just
they patched it up and tried to clean off what they could, I guess.
Okay. That's bad.
I don't know.
Think it might be time for a new car anytime soon?
No, I will not get a new car. I'll get an apartment closer to the city before I get a new car.
How many miles does your Accord have on it?
80 something. It's really not that much.
Really?
I got it. I got it with like 20 something, maybe 30 something. Because an older lady owned it and didn't drive that much.
I took it to church on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
It was my fun car.
Yeah.
But I just drive my Cadillac more often.
But as far as trouble, in the first couple months that I had it, I was on the Garden State Parkway, which is a 65 mile per hour road. And apparently I was doing 92 and tailgating. And yeah, he gave me a careless driving instead of the speeding tickets.
So you got pulled over recently.
Yeah, I got pulled over by a trooper. And
the troopers are mean, I hear.
I was like, I'm trying to get to track practice. And he's like, well, your coach would rather have you there than dead. I was like, okay. They scared me straight. I was like, all right.
Who were you tailgating at 92? That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's why I think that was phony. I don't think that was real. I think he made that part up. But
wow. Yeah. But I mean, like it feels like it's a very different thing in the US because I don't know, for at least from my experience, getting if you're speeding, it generally is a stationary camera that takes your speed and then you get it afterwards. You don't necessarily you don't have someone who pulls you over for every time you're speeding or anything like that. So I've never been pulled over by the police or anything. So it's a very different experience to what I'm used to. But I mean, I got my first speeding ticket in 10 years of driving this year, and it was.
Good job, man.
It was amazingly.
Welcome to the club.
Just before I took my racing license test, so I didn't have because I had to send
practicing.
I had to send
I got proof that I'm fast right here. You just give me my license.
No, but I had to send my driving license off to go and get the points put on it for like 3 points for speeding, and I had to send it off, so I didn't have my driving license to take to the racing license test. So I had to phone up the DVLA, the people who issue the licenses, to prove the racing, to the circuit who were doing my test, that I have a driving license so that I could then do the racing test. Oh man, it was such a nightmare.
I was just doing homework. Well, come on.
It was like perfect, unbelievable timing for that to happen.
How fast were you going?
Yeah.
It was
like 5 over. Let's go 5 over.
No, I was over 90 in a. And obviously it's 70
miles.
Yeah.
No, not miles. There's nowhere in the UK you can go 90 miles an hour.
It's not as small and cramped as you think it is, right? You know?
You go 90 miles an hour, you'll be at the other coast in no time.
Oh man. And Nos, what about you? You get into any trouble with the good old boys down there?
No, I've not. The good old sheriffs have not pulled me over because I drive slow. Because I have no choice. I drive a 1999 Chevrolet Cavalier. It's not fast.
Hey yo!
It's very slow. It's very bad. I like it though. My grandmother gave it to me. She's very nice, and I'm very fortunate to have a car. But objectively, it's a bad car. So.
Yeah, it's fine. Gets you from A to B, right?
Yeah. It's objectively a bad car.
It's no Miata with 157,000 kilometers.
I wish I had a Miata with 170,000 miles. That'd be great. But
no name for your Cavalier?
No. It's not worthy of a name. It's that unimportant.
Damn, everyone deserves a name, Nos.
No,
I mean, come on.
It deserves nothing. It deserves nothing.
Have any of you been involved in any crashes?
Hey, whoa, let's not talk about that. But no, I have not. Knock on wood.
No, I haven't.
I've come close. I had a guy coming at me or like around a bend way too fast, more than halfway in my lane. I had to slide over and I like jumped a drainage ditch and kept on going. So I almost got to a head-on collision, but
jeez. Yeah,
I never got into a crash.
I don't think I've ever even come close, honestly.
I've come close to probably rolling my car, to be honest, the way that it was going to go. I was fiddling with the on the country road going home from my old place of work at the karting circuit. I was fiddling with the radio, and it was night, and I drifted out wide into sort of the ditch and didn't realize, and then I pulled it back in, and then he kind of swung around on me, and thankfully I thought well enough to be able to plant the foot on the throttle and get it back again. But I think if I'd braked or let off the throttle at that point, it would have been a bit worse. So it didn't turn into anything, but it was a near miss. So but yeah, I haven't crashed it.
You're good. It's all that Forza and Gran Turismo, really.
All that racing. Yeah, that's what it is.
You watched your racing school series before that.
I think
you were prepared.
No, that was before the racing school stuff, I think, actually.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Maybe?
Well, that's what inspired you to make the racing
school. That's what inspired me, yeah. I got to help the people.
Adam, was this in the Corsa?
It was in the Corsa. It was in the Corsa.
Just rolled a Corsa.
Almost. It was like there was a definite banking into a big field that I almost went in that thankfully didn't. Oh man.
Well, at least it was a big field and not wrapping it around a tree. You go anywhere around here, you go 5 feet off the road, you're into a tree, you're dead. So don't go too fast around here.
So you've had the Civic for a while, Adam. Are you looking at moving up in the world at all, or happy with the Civic? Or
I am happy with it, actually. It does very well for the two of us in the house when we go shopping. There's plenty of space in the boot. It's pretty, spacious. It does what I need it to do. And to be honest,
buy Tony's MX-5 if he hasn't sold it already.
Well, I was going to say I don't really have the money to be able to just go and buy another car, and it probably wouldn't be that much better than what I have. So it's not really worth it.
You're not going Maybach shopping? No.
No. So yeah, it'll probably be a family car next. I do want a Range Rover. But
a Range Rover?
That's quite far in the
future.
What are you,
a footballer's wife? What's going on? Victoria Beckham.
Yeah, I'll turn into a boring old man. I'm sure.
Have you guys seen the new Audi Q8? That has a beautiful interior. Just a great interior, just like split LCD screens, and it's all flush.
Oh, really?
I don't want.
Beautiful.
I don't like
LCD.
Audis though.
I want a cassette player and
No, I'm not a
ABS.
huge fan of Audis, but this Q8, nice.
I'm gonna look at a Q8.
Turn into already here. That's it. Yes, send card to the PO box. Yes.
You have a PO box?
I do now.
Oh, see, I don't like.
Like I thought you got rid of the PO box.
I got it back last month, so it's back with us for 6 weeks, 6 months even. Nobody sent anything yet, so there's no need.
Maybe I'll send you an Alabama box. Like I'll go get you some like just Alabama things and send them to you.
Yeah, just anything to make it worthwhile paying the money to open it. The whole
Confederate flags.
Like when I was because obviously my family, part of my family lives in the US, and they were telling me about how easy it is to get a license where you are. Is that the same in like every state, or does it vary from state to state?
Yeah,
it is so easy to get a license in New Jersey. Man. It is hilarious. Where other places take road tests, like you actually have to go out and drive with other human beings and like parallel park in a real situation. You go to the DMV and they've got a course set up. No other cars, just like a parking lot.
So like a Gran Turismo like training
license test.
Like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
They're like, there's 2 cones that are like 30 feet apart. They're like parallel park. You're like, oh, cool, I'll do that. Stop, go, reverse.
Well, at least you had to parallel park. I didn't even have to parallel park. And
really?
Training test. Yeah.
Wow.
There's no
do you have to do
park. It's Alabama.
Do you have to do the pit maneuvers that you had to do on San Andreas?
Yeah, I had to like put one wheel on there and do like a barrel roll.
It is crazy. Like, is it just I mean, the whole. I'm guessing both your cars automatics as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Like the whole culture of cars around in America just seems to be like super easy, the easiest possible way to do everything regarding cars. So it's the automatic gear, it's the easy way to get a license. And it's interesting how culturally different.
I mean, it's such a big country. Not having a car would just be a nightmare. So making it as easy as possible for people to get places is probably the best idea.
Yeah, how you said that.
Being free and eating burgers and stuff. Like, we don't have time to be shifting. Like, how are you supposed to hold a Big Mac, a Coke, and shift gears? That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's fair.
We're not superheroes. We're just free.
I mean, I have had some extensive experience, I suppose. In the month that I was over in America, I was driving. I mean, I drove to Vegas from San Diego. I drove up to San Francisco and back down.
That must have been one big, long, straight road.
Yeah, but I almost got into a few crashes from other people being moronic. So, you know, it's no surprise to me if, you know, when car crash stories come out of America, because it just seems so like lackadaisical about the licensing system.
Yeah, I just don't believe that other people have the capacity to get their licenses. I have to drive with people on a major highway every single day, and they're all idiots.
Yeah.
The amount of people that think that the left lane is just, you know, I'm going to be faster than somebody in the middle lane, so I should just stay here for 20 miles is ridiculous. It's like, eventually I'll get to somebody that I want to pass. I was like, no.
Yeah.
You have to, it's for passing. The left lane's for passing and for people that want to get pulled over. That's it.
Yeah, I saw you tweet about that like a month ago.
Yeah, I was like, that's it. Don't.
I mean, you get that.
You probably did that while you were driving.
Well.
Like,
Siri, tweet this out for me. It's genius.
The whole thing of when I was driving in LA was that, and I was warned about this before I went, but yeah, it was totally true, that never indicate before you intend to get into a spot. because someone will move into that spot on purpose to stop you getting in. You have to indicate at the same time as turning into the spot around the LA area because it's just not going to happen. And then I think the worst driving experience I had in the US of the places that I drove was like downtown San Francisco. It was horrendous.
Ooh, hilly, tight roads.
Yeah, one-way systems everywhere. It was horrible. I wouldn't want to do that again.
Did you at least try to recreate Bullet?
I didn't. I wish I had. That would have been more fun.
You were in the Challenger, weren't you? Weren't you in the Challenger?
No, that wasn't. I was in a truck. Not truck. Well, I called it a truck, but everyone else called it not a truck. It wasn't big enough to be a truck or something. It was like a big SUV.
Or something. Okay.
What
was it?
I can't remember now. Ford something, I think it was.
Explorer, maybe?
Maybe. It might have been.
It's probably like an Explorer.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
I would have loved it if he was in like a V12 diesel excursion or something.
F-250 dually.
Yeah, you said dually. He had the power.
But it was interesting to hear what you said, Addy, to the the left lane for overtaking and stuff, because what my experiences down there was that you can overtake anywhere. Is that just California?
You physically can. I mean,
no, but you were allowed to. Like it was part of you were. It's just part of the. There's no rule that you have to overtake on a specific side.
Well,
just California?
No, there are signs, at least in New Jersey. I don't do much routing outside New Jersey that say keep right except to pass. Okay. So, you're supposed to pass on the left always. Okay. And it's funny about what you said about turning or changing lanes in LA. Even though it's the law, the people for motorcyclists in LA and California in general, you're allowed to lane split in dead stop traffic or under whatever. And people in cars will purposely try to get in your way if you're doing that because they're so selfish and their ego is like, you can't get somewhere before me just because you're on two wheels, you hooligan. It's like, all right.
And it was even a marked difference between just San Diego driving and LA driving. As soon as you got into LA, it was horrible. Like people were just dicks. And in San Diego, there was a level of reasonableness.
Everybody's nice down here. They're stupid, but they're nice.
And you got biscuits and gravy. And
they're just driving and eating a plate of cornbread at the same time. That's what they do.
So speaking of crashes, there was a major crash recently that we're going to quickly mention, and maybe I can
try segue.
The lady driver
footage.
What was her name?
Yeah, Sophia. I don't know how to say her second name. Flörsch.
That was really disrespectful of me to say that, but I don't know who she is. You mean that woman?
Yeah, she's 17.
A woman outside of Formula W? Oh, the humanity. She needs to get that where she belongs.
Good lord. It was quite the crash. Let's have a watch.
She got really hurt, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing, honestly, that nobody died in this. To be honest, when I first saw it, I just thought that was death all over it. It was an insane crash. She basically went head first into a photo journalist's box sort of thing.
Yeah, it's just like someone took just a bit of steel, clumped it into a ball, and threw it into a wall.
Yeah, it's such high speed as well.
It was. Supposedly, I think they said it was 171.4 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So I think she hit somebody on the straight. The wheel came off, and then she ended up going backwards. And at that point, she had no brakes. So then she was going at 170 mile per hour backwards, hit the bump on the corner of the apex of the corner, launched up into the air.
Over people.
Yeah,
wow.
Launched over people, over the catch fencing, took that down, and sort of head first into...
And no one died.
Nobody died. There was one steward, I think, or photographer who had a fractured jaw. She had a fractured spine, I think it was, and she had a surgery, but it was very successful, and she's going to be fine. And it was just unbelievable. That is one of the worst crashes that I've seen that hasn't resulted in a... I mean, I've seen crashes that have been less bad than that, and they've resulted in deaths.
Look at Dale Sr.'s crash. Everyone thought that was kind of, nothing.
Yeah, there's some crashes that seem like innocuous, and then next thing you know that someone's dead.
Yeah.
Sausage curbs are not a good idea, I don't think, especially on a street track like that. The ability to launch a car like that is not good. But she's going to be okay, thankfully.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, people probably thank God. I think people like me saying whatever your beliefs, but something was there that stopped luck, karma, whatever it was.
Yeah,
that's wow. That's amazing.
Nos, do you want to say your joke from the pre-show?
No, I already did. You just missed it.
You slightly amended it, though, I thought. But
I changed. It's still a Formula Week joke. See, now it's
Formula
I mean, come on. You can move on to Formula W now. I'm sorry.
13 out of 25 stuff jokes completed.
If she passed away, then I wouldn't be joking about it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, God.
F3 cars
have a halo.
No, those
Probably
F3 cars
not, but
don't.
She almost did.
No.
Oh,
gee, wow.
Yeah.
We'll edit that out in post.
Hey, but no, really, this is a very bad wreck, and I'm glad that everyone is okay. It's hard, it's hard to watch something that bad, and yeah.
But knowing that nobody got hurt, like that's
we can joke about it. So
yeah,
see.
Exactly.
When I first saw it,
hurt.
Yeah, when I first saw it, we didn't know that she was okay, and it was kind of like whoosh.
Yeah, if you watch that live, that had to be scary to watch live. So
yeah, the cars didn't have a halo,
but it was Formula 3, so nobody was watching it.
But it's in a way it's lucky that sort of photo building was there, 'cause it's like the crumple zone in the car. It's all just hollow inside, and it just took up all the energy.
Yeah, yeah, it did. If that wasn't there, she would have just kept going for quite far.
It's a straight circuit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
F3 is going to have halos next year, though. They're merging with the GP3 series and supporting Formula 1, which was inevitable, I suppose, once GP2 became Formula 3. I just thought I'd put that in there for those who were
I have a question.
interested.
What was the ad for that she hit?
The what?
What brand gets to be thanked for saving your life?
Oh,
I don't think it was a brand. It's just the back of a lorry that they pull up, the back of a truck that they pull up, and it folds open, and they have like a camera.
Well, it's like purple. It's got some kind of purple.
Sun City Group.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Whatever that is. Sun City.
It's maybe their VIP area.
Yeah, they must have. I think they must have been sponsoring the Macau Grand Prix, probably.
Thanks.
Sun City Group is committed to delivering a one-stop Macau travel and entertainment journey. We offer services including hotel
Sun
bookings,
City
stuff
Group
like that.
for saving that woman in that man's life. So.
Yeah.
If they didn't put that billboard there, it would have been a lot worse. So, or that truck or whatever.
GP2 became Formula 2. GP3 has become Formula 3 as of next year. That was what I was saying there. Anyway, let's open up the phone bank before we go into a bit of gaming news. If anybody actually wants to get into the phone bank and ask us any questions, it's on Discord for open to regulars, members, subscribers, and Patreon supporters. Gaming news. I have noted down a few things.
I've heard Fallout 76 is pretty bad. Anybody?
That was one of the things that was on there. Yes, I haven't played it. But
have you seen Digital Foundry's video of the Xbox One X where it goes down to like 15 FPS?
Oh, really?
It's just great. Bethesda, you keep on using that outdated engine. You just keep doing it.
And didn't they come out and say that like we're committed to using this engine and we want to keep using it, and it's just how we make games, and it's not going to change anytime soon.
That engine is so bad and so old. Stop.
Yeah, I've not heard anything good.
In Oblivion.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything good about Fallout 70. I mean, actually, I'm in a Discord with somebody that was trying to defend it by saying that they made it their own experience. And I did see somewhere someone was like,
"Well, you have to because there's no NPCs.
There's no other content."
Yeah, I saw somewhere someone was like, "Oh, because it's getting all this hate, the people that actually want to play the game are, so super nice. It's one of the best communities." Like, oh,
hey,
the 15 people
them.
that you're playing with.
Good for them. I can have a nice conversation at 10 FPS while my Xbox One X overheats.
That's really nice. I don't pay $60 for a nice community. I pay $60 for a decent bloody game.
Yeah.
That almost sounds like the Xbox One community on GTA.
What? We don't need to talk about GTA ever again because Red Dead Redemption 2 is a masterpiece.
Yeah,
that's true.
No one plays GTA anymore.
The what was I gonna? I don't know. It's gone. I was gonna say something about Fallout 76, and it's gone. Damn it!
Isn't it just
Fallout that's 4? It. The whole argument of which is what most people have been saying. It's fun with friends. Like, I hate that argument so much to defend a game because every game is better with friends. Apart from a solo single player experience, which you can't play with friends. Like, it makes no sense. Like, if you have to play with friends to make it something fun, then it's not much of a game. Because, I
don't know. I don't know if I subscribe to that. Like,
but
I think there's some games that should be co-op based. Like, I've played it a few times, but I don't play it that often. Rainbow Six Siege, I feel like, is a good game, but it's better with a group of people that you can actually communicate with.
Yeah, but it's a good game. It's
but that's what I'm saying.
But I don't know.
Fallout 76 is a bad game that it turns into a passable game if you have friends. It's different.
It's like, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of games.
Without friends.
Like there's a lot of games that are better with friends. Rainbow Six, or a lot of competitive shooters say that they're better with a group of friends. But it doesn't mean to say that it's a bad game in the first place. You can still play it on your own.
If you have friends. If you say, you should buy this, but only if you have friends to play with, that's when it crosses the line. I think.
I don't like that defense of a game saying, well, it's fun with friends, so that's the reason to buy it. Like, that shouldn't be the reason to buy it. I don't think, anyway. Because,
Sea of Thieves is kind of fun with friends. But that's the thing, is those games that aren't that great by yourself but are really fun with friends. Like, I've had a blast playing Sea of Thieves, just messing around, being a stupid pirate, doing nothing with buddies just because it's ridiculous. But I wouldn't play it by myself. I don't know. It's a strange middle ground. You buy a board game because it's fun to play with friends. You can't play Monopoly by yourself. It has that purpose. That's probably
I get what you mean.
That's fair, yeah.
But then should a game that's fun, that's only fun with friends, be a full $60 game? Because I mean, A Way Out was reliant on having two people, and they cut the price. It was like $30, and if you had one copy of the game, the other player could play it with you. As long as one person has the copy, two people can play it. Like, it seems like there has to be some give and take somewhere, surely.
Yeah, I see you. That's why it was nice that Sea of Thieves was on Game Pass, because I didn't have to pay for it. I got like 14-day free trial and played it a little bit. So
with 76, I mean, I think we talked about it on the show before, and it's like, if someone handed me if Todd, our God, came down from the heavens, gave me a pen and a piece of paper and said, write down everything you don't want in the next Fallout game, he took that list and they made Fallout 76, honestly. Like, no story, no NPCs, PvP, all these things down that you don't want, and then they take it and they make it. So
I saw the greatest GIF or GIF, whoever.
Don't say GIF, please.
I say GIF, so you can need it. That was kind of believable. Obviously, it was unbelievable, but it was hilarious. It was Arthur riding around. We're going back to Red Dead. He was riding around on his horse, and he hit a cart and stumbled into it, and then everything went white.
Oh, I saw that.
It was like Skyrim. I was like, oh my God, that's so believable. They would totally do that.
Yeah.
Like, Todd Howard, you done it again. God damn it.
Other game, that Spyro Reignited trilogy looks pretty good. I'll probably buy it at some point.
I mean, it seems like the Crash remaster and the Spyro remaster. Those are two specific remasters of games that have been very good. So.
Yeah, Spyro it looks fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean the art style is just beautiful.
I never played the original, either Crash or Spyro. I've played Crash with Zexy a little bit and raged, but she got Spyro, so maybe I should give it a try.
Absolutely, it's a fun, cute little game. It's nice. I
played it on my cousin's PlayStation 1 back in the early 2000s.
Back in the day.
Yeah, it's great.
The new Pokemon game has supposedly sold very, very well. I'm kind of jealous of everybody playing it because I want to play it and I don't have a Switch.
Shocking, Adam. A Pokemon game selling well. I'm absolutely shocked.
In comparison
I want a new
others,
Yu-Gi-Oh game. When's my anime trading card video game coming out? Why isn't Yu-Gi-Oh successful?
I've never heard of Spyro. Well, I think the people who haven't heard of Spyro are probably the ones who
are young,
our younger demographic.
Yeah.
Remember Digimon?
Oh yeah, I remember watching it on a morning before school. The animated series.
That movie was great. The one.
I know what we need. We need a Beyblades video game. That's what we need.
Bionicle Beyblades.
We need to let it rip. You know what I'm talking about.
Dude, I love those things. Beyblades were also amazing. So many great little things from childhood that just do not stand the test of time at all.
No.
I was going to say, back in my day, they used to call them spinning tops.
yeah.
That was another thing I saw online recently. Was apparently it's lore. Did they do like a Beyblades movie or something? I don't
know.
I think they may have done that. They claimed that Moses split the Red Sea with a Beyblade.
Yes. That is a thing. I did remember seeing that, yeah.
What?
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
I love... The internet stays undefeated, bro.
That's great.
That's amazing.
It's definitely controversial.
I don't remember that in my King James version, but...
Pharaoh, let my people...
and then Moses said, "Let it rip." And
I'm just thinking of other Bible verses and stories that we can mix with other old school stuff, like Job fighting a Bionicle.
Opinions of paying for early access of games? The release date debacle that Battlefield just had.
Oh, like if you pre-order it, you get it like a week early or something, and
you don't get it a week early. You get it when it was supposed to come out.
Yeah, and then they just
I think it's
delay it
stupid
for everybody else.
Yeah.
It is stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid, but I mean, they're
doing anything
honestly,
to just add value.
I had someone argue that if you're buying the Ultimate Edition, if you're not spending like the $100 on the Ultimate Edition of a game, you're missing out. You're not getting the full experience because you're not getting it on the actual release date. I was like, or you just wait and be fine with it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
I don't like
stuff.
that at all. Just
I don't like it either, but.
I did. Speaking of Ultimate Editions and things, I didn't get the special edition of Red Dead.
I regret it.
What, you regret getting it?
Yeah, I got the Ultimate Edition.
I couldn't justify the extra price that it was for what it seemed like I would get, and I'm curious. I mean, there was 2 extra missions that you got, right? But have there been any impact whatsoever to your gameplay?
I don't think I even did them.
Yeah.
I did. There's a bank robbery with Charles in Chapter 4, and there was something else I can't quite remember, but they were fine. And you got like quite a few different outfits and clothing items, which I like. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what I get from it with the online.
Yeah,
that's what I'm interested to see. I'll give my.
Are there going to be online bonuses?
Yeah, you get like bonus camp themes and a weapon in online and stuff like that. So.
Then the jury's still out from my perspective.
Yeah,
we'll see. I better get some upgraded fishing rod, bro. I swear to God. Special lures. Come on.
So have you been doing a lot of fishing?
This playthrough I have. The first one, I wanted to get through the story as quickly as possible in case I got spoiled.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to see what happened before Red Dead 1. I'm taking my time through this one. And I just recently found out that your beard can't grow past like 7 in chapter 3. You just can't get a level 10 beard in chapter 3.
Yeah, it's quite sad.
Level 10. Yeah. Trying to prestige that beard, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I've been watching Wondersniff play it, and she's got a level 9.5 beard in chapter 6.
Well, yeah, you
chapter
can get
6.
it later. Yeah, you can get it.
Oh, sorry.
I'm in chapter 3.
As you progress through the story.
Right. Okay, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
I misheard you.
I've been like chugging hair tonics, and it just like I'm getting hair down to my shoulders, but my beard stays the same. I'm like, damn you, what's going on?
I keep Arthur clean shaven, so.
Nah, man, I got a handlebar mustache, big old bulky beard.
See, I just feel like that making Arthur look comical like that is like a disservice to the story, you know.
Oh, that's not comical. I play with people that have like the Abraham Lincoln, that have the big old sideburns out here.
Funny enough, it's interesting that you say that, because I started with the trying to grow the mustache out as big as possible, and I feel like I was doing that because I wasn't too invested in the first few chapters.
The mustache was pretty good.
It turned out pretty well in the end, yeah. But
it was a powerful mustache.
When I got more into it, I was like, okay, I need to shave, and then I actually made him clean shaven, or at least just a bit of a stubble, and I've kind of kept that since. So maybe the more I've got into it, the more seriously I've taken Arthur as a character and his.
It's kind of funny, because in I guess chapter 6, there comes a point where something's revealed. And at that point, I was like, I'm not going to go to the barber anymore. I just don't feel like I was like, I think this is just how we're going to go through the rest of the game. Yeah.
I went with the Verdi, but with instead of big mutton chops, I went with shaved mutton chops and a bushy Verdi. It's quite nice, quite a cool look.
And
a purple waistcoat, of course.
Oh, of course. MB Hammer loves the purple.
Purple and gold waistcoat. I'll have you know.
Okay. Sony
Royal
news.
Colors.
2 things on Sony. There's been a kind of hint or leak or some sort of bit of information that the PS5 controller may have a touch screen on it.
Why? Why?
Beats me.
Yeah. Why? We don't use the touchpad, so why would we use a touch screen?
Like, when I was thinking about it, I thought, okay, well, maybe it could work if, say, you've got,
Hey, my battery life goes from 4 hours to 30 minutes.
But, like, say you've got your item inventory on there, say, and you just have to touch it and then you use whatever it is. That could be quite handy, right?
No, having to look down at your controller while you're playing a game, I don't think that bodes well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The Wii U did really well, didn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Play games in the bathtub.
And Sony choosing not to attend E3 next year. They're not going to be there.
Really?
Yeah. Not going to
be
there.
For hard-hitting questions.
There's a few people speculating it's because they took the huff because nobody liked their presentation last year.
Yeah,
nope, I'm not going.
I didn't want a classical music concert. I wanted video games. They gave me classical music and like some like big horn thing that said no, stop, Sony.
I was hoping that you were saying Microsoft wasn't going to show up. So they say 4K,
4 of them. There's 4Ks. If there were 3, that'd be bad, but we've got 4.
And all of our exclusives are available on PC too, so you don't actually need to buy an Xbox One.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Xbox Play Anywhere. The whole reason that you never have to buy an Xbox in the first place.
Well, unless you're if you just have one system, the Xbox One X is objectively the better system. But
I don't know, man. I think mine's defective. It's doesn't play games really well. Online games, single player games, I'm fine, but I have a lot of stuttering issues connecting. I think I have a faulty wireless connection.
Is that what, an Xbox One X?
Yeah.
So you have an Xbox One X and a PS4 Pro, or did you get?
No,
you
I
got
have
base
a regular
PS4,
vanilla PS4.
Oh, okay, so you've got Red Dead on the Xbox then?
Yeah, of course. Obviously.
Okay. All right.
The only games I'm gonna get on PS4 are like exclusives that I want.
Okay.
God of 4, Spider-Man.
Yeah, he just got Spider-Man. That's it.
And then I got God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Last of Us Remastered. I haven't played any of these games. I haven't even finished Spider-Man, but I have them in case I ever want to.
Yeah. Okay. I was confused. I thought that you'd gotten a PS4 Pro and you'd transferred over to the whole PS4 side, and us three were going to all play Red Dead together and have some fun. No. Fine.
Sorry, I'm not a PS4 player. Not on that team.
I wish I wasn't. I mean, I hate the controller.
Oh, I do too. It's so bad.
It's so bad.
Goodness. What am I? 5? Like, this controller's so tiny. It's so tiny, and I have small hands. I don't understand.
And it's so much better than the PS3 controller, which makes you think how uncomfortable it was to use a PS3 controller.
I do like the DualShock. I played PS2 when I was younger. I played a lot of PS2, a lot of San Andreas, and I got used to it.
I mean, I used to play a lot of PS2 as well, and a bit of PS3. It's just
they're similar.
Have moved on.
I mean, I've gotten used to it, but that doesn't change the fact that it's bad. Mine's red though. Look, mine's red. See, I'm special. Spider-Man.
I think I'm like the most average person ever. I'm just like flat out across the line average. So anything I get just works well for me.
Okay.
Like I have the right hand size that works well with the controller or whatever, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have a problem using it or anything. I don't think it's too small or whatever. It's just I would rather take an Xbox One or an Xbox 360 controller any day over
Xbox 360 for life. The year is 2047, and I am still using an Xbox 360 controller.
Xbox 360 controller, so nice. I don't have one here, but.
So the last thing that was on the gaming news was BlizzCon. Did anyone hear about this?
No.
Maybe I'll be Tracer. No, is that meme? No. Is that meme good? No.
So BlizzCon, the annual or whatever, however often it is, convention about all things Blizzard, and everyone was expecting them to talk about Diablo 4, and they announced...
Oh, that! What, you guys don't have phones?
You guys don't have phones?
I did see that.
Announced a mobile version of Diablo as the big reveal at the end of the show. And everyone went wild. Is this some kind of early April Fool's joke?
That was great. Oh my goodness. I BlizzCon, I was like, and then you told me about that, and that was a great story.
And I like how they just didn't understand where the problems were coming from. It seems like the companies are thinking that we all like microtransactions and loot boxes and mobile games, and we want more of them.
No, it's the customer that's wrong.
Yeah. Especially when they said that, do you have any plans to bring it to PC? Which, I can't understand why there wouldn't be those plans. Like, why not? It's just an extra market to have it on. We're like, no, just iOS and Android. That's it.
Time to fire up the old BlueStack emulator, boys. So
you have a room full of PC enthusiasts who've built up your company over the years. Your big reveal is a mobile game. Just totally missed the mark on that one.
That was great.
Yeah. What? You guys don't have money?
It was almost the same reaction as I don't know if you guys remember like the E3 ages ago with Kaz Hirai from Sony going Ridge Racer, and then just like
oh yeah, I remember that.
Just dead.
What are you talking about?
Oh man. Good job, companies. The bubble will burst at some point, I'm sure, if they continue. Then we'll just be left with Rockstar. Probably.
Well, when it does, we can all invest, and
CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
As well.
Oh yeah, Cyberpunk. When does that come out?
There's no date on it.
Sometime next year. I'm sure.
Are you kidding me?
I'm ready for that game now too.
I'm looking forward to that. Even though it's first person, that's a game where I'm gonna actually probably be able to overlook it.
The world looks so cool.
Yeah. Last episode follow up. Do we have any? I mean, it was so long ago. I can't remember what happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, we were just talking about Red Dead, weren't we? So pretty much the first part of this whole podcast was follow up about last episode, since we've been talking about Red Dead more, and I'm sure we will. I'm actually into it now, though, which is nice.
That's good. It's good to hear.
It's nice to be into the Red Dead conversation and not just kind of like meh.
We did have one comment highlighted by Phil about Red Dead specifically, and I will read it, even though it is a little bit long, but Nos will like it. It's from Wondersniff. So I just started watching Nos's RDR2 playthrough on Twitch because it's obviously the only playthrough worth watching.
Obviously.
And here's a tip for anyone else planning to do the same. For a good time, take a shot every time Nos starts the sentence with "this game." ... Only do it if you consider alcohol poisoning a good time, though. Thanks, Wondersniff.
Is that something you say?
I was in awe for my whole first playthrough, pretty much. The game made me cry. The game made me cry multiple times. Yes.
Wait, actually?
Because of the controls, I'm assuming.
Well, partly. That's more my second playthrough. That's the reason I've been crying in my second playthrough.
Was it a story thing or a game thing? A story thing. Is it a spoiler story thing?
There were a lot of moments in the story that made me physically gasp, got me angry. I was shocked, genuinely.
Yeah, I've had that actually a few times, which is nice.
Yeah, I watched your reaction in Chapter 3 in that one mission where it all turns around for you. Yeah. Great.
That was it. That was the moment. That gasp.
But there is one dialogue line which I look forward to talking with you about next month that just I muted the mic. Like that's like I was boohooing. It was pretty bad.
Wow, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it gets real, man.
I'm looking forward to experiencing it.
At a certain point, I think in Chapter 4, you're going to start noticing things, and you're just going to be like, because it got really annoying to me. I was like, all right, can we just address this already? This is so obvious. Can we just address this?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. At a certain point, it's like, all right, let's get to this.
Okay. Comments from the last episode, numbers and whatnot. I can't even remember what the comment was that we asked people to leave.
It was somewhere in the middle, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was. It was right in the middle, so people could easily have missed it.
That was meh.
Yeah, it was
meh. Yeah.
We had 104 comments in total. Thank you, commenters. How many do you think mentioned meh?
15.
Yeah, I was going to go low on this one, but I wasn't going to go that low.
How many? What? I wasn't listening to anything you guys just said. What?
How many people left meh?
Total. How many said meh?
Out of how many comments?
104.
I'm going to say 32.
I'm going to go 37.
Okay.
Nos, did you? Oh, you said 15. Sorry, my bad.
Yes, I said 15. Yeah.
The correct answer was 35.
Rough wins this time.
Damn.
RDT was closest.
RDT. I was over though.
RDT.
Yeah, we're not playing that. How many times?
We are.
No, he was closest. I can't possibly take a win on that when I was 3 away if he was 2 away.
Way to do it. RDT. You got it.
Well done.
I'm sick of this. Price is Right someday. Shenanigans. Damn it.
Yeah, just shut up, take the win.
Okay, fine. Do we have any community questions?
We do. Give me 2 seconds. We have on the line, live from America, we've got Mr. Mega Mario 64.
Hello, boy. You're on the Choking Hazard podcast. Who's your question for? And
do you have a plan?
Yeah, do you have a plan? Do you have a plan? Where are we going? Mario, hello?
Not so live from America.
Oh, his mic. He's muting. He's there, but we do not have him. It seems as though the.
Am I good?
Oh, there you go.
There
Yes.
you are.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
There
let
you
me
go.
do-
Okay, all right.
Do you have a
Okay.
plan? Do you have a plan?
Boy, I have a plan. I have a double question for y'all.
Oh, okay. Double question.
Both relating. Okay, I'm gonna stop this too.
Thank
To
you.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be specific, but who's your favorite character? And what's your favorite area, place in the game?
I don't know if I can give a proper answer to this because I haven't finished the game and I haven't been everywhere yet.
Well, who's your favorite character and favorite place so far? Then I mean, it can change. He can come back and ask the question again in a month.
My favorite place so far is Saint Denis because that's been the most interesting part to me. It's just that's where the game changed and I just found it amazing. That city, the way that what they've done with it, I found it incredible, and how it kind of feels so so much like a living, breathing city. Characters, I would say Charles is one of my favorites. Lenny.
He's cool.
Lenny, my boy.
Yeah. Probably those two, I think. Outside of Arthur and John, who have been the protagonists from each game, I would say those two.
No, just because a character's a protagonist doesn't mean he can't be your favorite.
Well, I would add those
like
two in as well.
Yeah.
Then I like both of those. I think I like Arthur
RDT?
slightly more as the game's gone on, though.
Yeah, Arthur's great. He really is.
Yeah, Arthur's
great.
one of the best.
Yeah. I think he's one of the
Okay.
best characters in quite a few games. Honestly, he's quite he's up there, especially his development through the game is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard not to actually. K Mason, is that what it gets muted?
Oh yeah, I've still got the blacklist on that I've put on for when I'm playing Red
Yeah.
Dead of names.
I was gonna put probably if I had a list of three, maybe I would say Arthur first, but I don't want to sound cliche. I'm gonna go Sadie. I think her development is fantastic.
Sadie's a good character.
Completely agree with you.
Sadie's development as a character throughout the entire game is awesome. Just a woman who has nothing to lose and just lost everything, and just
Sadie is the
kinda
one we
falls in with
save
the
at the
game.
very start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
She's the one
amazing
branching
the
in
character
the
she becomes.
Yeah. And just you wait.
Yeah. Okay.
I like all the Sean is kind of obnoxious, but he's hilarious in that way. John's development is great, but I'm gonna say Sadie. Sadie's my favorite, and my favorite place on the map. Maybe the swamps, just because I think the detail of the engine, the shading, the water, the mud, the wildlife, the fishing.
They've done it so it's so objectively beautifully done, but I hate that area. Like it's so bad, and that's a testament to how well they've done the area. Like I hate being down there, but because it's so perfectly done. Because I mean, who wouldn't hate being in the swamps?
Yeah,
like, who
I
wants
think
to be
that's
down
the
there?
coolest. Or maybe up near like Mount Hagen in the snow again, but wherever the weather and all of the awesome engine work that they did, whatever you call it, it shines the brightest. I think those are the coolest.
Yeah. For me, my favorite character across the story was Hosea. I really liked Hosea.
I think it's the most important.
Mm-hmm. And my favorite area is probably Rhodes. I really like the town of Rhodes. Makes me feel at home. Yeah, plantation houses everywhere, and racial problems, stuff like that. It's a good place. That's all I'm saying.
Old Southern Civil War people. I lost my leg. This place.
Yeah. But I like Rhodes. It's got that dusty road, buildings on both sides, western town feel in the game.
Nice saloon. So. It's got a better saloon than most.
If only the place had a barber. I don't know why there isn't a barber in that town. It makes no sense. Like, oh, I'm chapter 3. Well, I guess I've got a beard now. I guess my hair's long now because there's no barber.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I think it's pretty obvious, but I think Hosea is the most important character in the game. And it becomes very clear after a while.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he is a very influential in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Good question, Mr. Mega Mario.
Yeah, good question.
Thank you. I hope I didn't blast out your ears when I was doing the Western stick with you.
No, you're good.
It's all good.
No. What'd you say? No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Apple Juice Minute, RDT. Have you got one that you want to do?
Oh, sure. Seeing as though I completely forgot that we had this podcast at all.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention that at the start. We were 10 minutes late getting started because RDT only jumped in 2 minutes before the start of the podcast.
Ruffy DM'd me on Twitter at 1:53, and I was like, oh God, I got to do something. Luckily, I mean, over the Thanksgiving 3 days right now, there was so much drinking involved that I only was left with one beer in the house. And it's a repeat brewery that my buddy left last night. Luckily, he didn't get as drunk as I did. And it's from Victory Brewery. We've been through this before. It's a victory for your taste buds. They make fantastic beers. They're out of Pennsylvania. And what he was drinking last night that I have not tasted at all was the Victory Lime Gosa, if you can see that. They describe it as a sour lime beer with lime and sea salt. It brings a tart flavor of key lime pie sprinkled with sea salt into a zesty sour lime beer. I think we did a sour last time, and that ended up really well. So if you want to get this, maybe it's good. Let's find out.
Is it quaffable is the question.
Sour, key limey. Tastes like Goses. I don't know what those are, but good. Okay, there we go. See you in a month.
What's the quaffable? We should have a quaffable rating.
Prepared.
We should have a quaffable rating.
10 quaffables out of a possible 10 quaffables.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. I'm sorry. This isn't my best work. This segment has gone downhill.
Well, you've got a month to prepare for the next one.
Yeah, I only had 8 minutes and a beer that I didn't even buy. So
if you can't get downhill since you stopped drinking.
True. I got my job. Yeah, it's not the only thing I do anymore. But I mean, I used to be so good at them. I would have a backstory, a little character.
Have a full bit going on.
Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, and being a hipster drinking.
See, this is why we've changed things up because we've lost our touch.
Yeah.
Where the heck is Ulysses Northcutt?
Yeah.
Where is he?
He lost his touch after the first one, bro. That was the He died in the war of I don't know, something.
The war on drugs. Or the war at the border. One of the two.
All right, let's go into the choke of the week, which hasn't been the choke of the week for a long time, but we're going to keep calling it the choke of the week because that is the choke in itself. That is our choke to continue calling it the choke of the week when it's just not anymore.
The choke of this specific week.
Yeah, it's the choke of our weekly podcast, our week's podcast. No, it doesn't work on any level.
I've got a plea to make to our wonderful, wonderful audience. Can we please submit some more chokes? The link is in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube. It's going to be posted in the chat. Post some clips, please, because I only had 4 to look through.
Well, see, no one races in GTA.
Yeah,
so
you don't have to be a racing game.
It can be an RDR choke if you want. Arthur falling off his horse, bank robbery or something. Yeah, anything.
Yeah,
come on, do yourselves a favor.
And you can resubmit chokes as well that didn't make it into the top 3 in previous weeks. Plenty of chance for that. And therein also is the answer to the question of why we have moved it to a month, because people aren't listening. People aren't submitting anything. People don't care.
Yeah, nobody cares about this show anymore.
But those who do care still care. So we want to,
that's why we're doing it.
Keep doing it because we still enjoy it, but we enjoy it more when it's more chilled out, like this has been. I've enjoyed tonight. Anyway,
I think it's been great.
Yeah. Right, let's start. I'm starting with the YouTube clips, and then I was going to do the Xbox clip after that. So I'll start it. Wrong screen. There we go. Starting now.
So we're in the X80. Low camera view, so we've already choked. We've hit the apex barrier. Choke again.
Almost took somebody out.
Yeah, down into third.
Where in a second?
Straight away. Route 68.
This low camera view gives me a headache.
I don't know how anybody plays like that.
Yeah, I've never been able to do that. Get it up high.
Get some curb boosts.
Last lap. Oh, okay. Kind of holding it.
Way wide. And into the
holding
wall.
it at all.
Way wide off the track and slams head first into the wall.
Oh.
Not
That's
unlike
the
Sophia Fresh crash. Next clip, we're on Vespucci stunt race.
That's the choke in itself.
That's another chunk, yeah.
His spoilers a little bit. Oh, he's been taken out by a random.
Absolutely taken out.
Oh, that's good.
Taken out from the lead.
I mean, that can't be the choke. He just got taken out.
Maybe the choke is that he's playing with randoms with ketchup and slipstream on.
Yeah, I mean that is a choke in itself. With stock.
If I'm gonna guess, is that since he doesn't have like the ketchup, he's gonna jump over a checkpoint, and we're gonna be
do you think he's gonna be able to catch up, be in a position to win, and then choke it after having come back from the crash?
I hope that's what happens.
Almost gets revenge. We'll see. I haven't watched any of these either.
I haven't watched it.
I want a big payoff. This is a long lead up to this clip, so I want a big payoff.
I hope he tries to showboat and do like a front flip or something.
Catch up must be on. Like, the way that he's catching up. So he's...
Oh no, where'd my encoding go?
Yeah, the bitrate's ruined. Thank you GTA tubes having hundreds of holes in them. Is it not going to be this person's choke?
How was this?
Oh wow! It was okay. So it wasn't the choke from the person who we were looking at. It was the choke from the person who took him out. I like that choke. Yes. After that was good. That was karma, filled with karma. That
fine.
One.
It was good.
And then the final one on Xbox DVR, which was why.
If you post if this is how you get your videos to us, this is your automatic winner because this is powerful.
Hey man, they're very reliable.
This was actually from this morning's stream. I remember this.
Yeah. Have you started yet?
An error caused the media download to fail partway. Good job, Xbox DVR. Let me try and refresh that one.
You might want to switch off autoplay as well, because I noticed that it switches on.
Oh yeah, that's
there's even a button right here to upload it to YouTube. Just put it on YouTube, or put it on Dropbox for the love of God. I don't care. Anything but this.
All right, I'm gonna start now.
Okay, running on this.
It's a rallycross race. This one. This is the last lap. Just taking the lead after I'd joked.
Ooh.
Wow, what a flip.
So it comes up to the jump. Tilts it backwards.
He tilts back and then just hits his back wheels on the ground first and then flips head over.
Yeah, and he loses the win on the last lap, finishing second. So
wow. Exciting times.
2 or 3. Answer the poll for those of you who are here live. We have how many people watching live? Let's see. 150 people.
Oh.
150?
150 people. So I want to see at least 100 votes.
What are you guys doing? Why
aren't you playing Red Dead, bro?
Yeah, Look, I'm reading my guide right now, planning for what I'm going to do. All right, look, this game is important. You need to be playing it.
That was the kind of vibes that I got from the South Park episode as well. It's like, yeah, everyone's mentioning it. Everyone's talking about it. Why aren't you playing it?
Oh, I gotta go back to the snow level.
I missed the first 90% of the podcast. Can we get a recap? Red Dead cars games. Great. That's pretty much it.
Red Dead's great. I got pulled over one time and my tire's broken.
So vote on the chalk of the week. And we'll just chill out while you guys take your time voting.
Yeah. You know what was a pretty mission? The Fine Joys of Tobacco in Chapter 3. That was a pretty mission. That was a good one.
You just got the book in front of your face.
Where you burned down the tobacco field. That was a good one.
I had a major choke on that mission.
Yeah. I have a good clip, but my phone's about to die. I'm getting like gold from this game, honestly, with the glitches and just the intentional things. It's such a gold mine of great content. I saved this one guy's cart from getting like raided by Lemoyne Raiders, and he didn't say thank you, and so I chased him down and tried to like rub him off the road, and I started kicking him, and I didn't realize that if you kick a lantern, it blows up. So I kicked his lantern and just everything went into flames.
Oh, wow.
And he gets up. He goes, God damn, and my horse is on fire. I tried to go save it.
I did not set my companion on fire in that mission. He set me on fire.
Wasn't that Sean?
Yeah,
I had an interesting experience as well. I don't know if anybody's noticed. It seems to be one of the least reported features of the game, but the game features quite a lot of persistence in it. So if you knock a fence over somewhere, it just remains knocked down for the rest of the game. And I don't know how they've done that, but it also, as I found out, also applies to NPCs, because due to the bad controls, or my brain being bad, I don't know, I walked up to my trapper and accidentally shot him point blank in the chest. And he went flying over the table behind him and then just walked it off. But he had a big gaping wound in his chest. Still got it. Days and weeks later, it will not heal. It's just a massive gaping wound in his chest.
Do you restart your game or just put it in rest?
I
restart my game. Yeah, I restart my game. Yeah, like the persistence in the game is it's incredible.
Yeah, there's various animals that I've killed, and they remain there.
Yeah,
and I saw a video.
They remain there, and then they'll eventually turn into a pile of bones after a couple of weeks.
But then I saw a video of like there's certain things in the game where like the people are working on stuff, and as you go through the game, houses get finished and completed, and it looks different. It's impressive.
I wonder if they're going to do that in online somehow. If they're going to
maybe
find a way to do that.
When a session starts in a free roam or something, it's all at 0.0, and then you can knock things over, and it stays knocked over until everybody leaves the session or something.
Maybe that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Just burn down the entire tall trees area. Actually, that was the thing that we talked about in the last episode about the entire. I was kind of disappointed in that after the game. Spoiler alert. But obviously, you should know that you're able to get to what the hell, New Austin? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah. You should be able to get to New Austin at some point. It's not the entirety of Red Dead 1. That was disappointing to me.
It is though. So you can glitch into Mexico, and Mexico is still there. It's just untextured. So I assume they'll add it as DLC.
But was tall trees there? I don't think the area above Blackwater, I think, wasn't the same. I think there were some differences that you just couldn't get to.
Yeah, there were differences, but that's because of time. Like Cochene didn't exist because it hadn't been built yet, but the area was there. The road was there. Manzanita Post was there. Yeah, everything's there.
Yeah, everything. It looks like they've just done a lift and shift. So I assume they will open Mexico up in DLC.
I haven't gone and explored anywhere, so I've kind of been introduced to everything as the story has introduced me to it, which I've kind of enjoyed. But yeah, I'm looking forward to actually exploring that area and going back as part of
that's great
story.
We've got some lazy people in chat. 61 out of 150.
Not impressed. Come on then, have we got a clear winner?
We do have a clear winner.
I forgot about that.
Okay. What are our choices?
1, 2, and 3.
All three of them.
What?
No, you asked what your choices were. The choices are 1, 2,
okay.
and 3.
Well, damn it. What is your choice for the choke of the week?
Number 2. I picked number 2.
I was going to pick number 2.
Which one is number 2? Oh, the R7FQ stunt track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
The Spoochie it's called. Yep.
The Spoochie, right. No, I'm going to go with number 3 with the Omnis.
Yeah, I was good at 1 too, actually.
Flipping ridiculous.
Go on then.
All right, so in third place was choke number 1, R2XDJ, having a bit of a bumpy ride there. And our choke of the week winner is Ramo the Reaper with his Karma choke on Vespucci.
Well, he didn't win. The other guy he was racing against.
Yeah, we need to find his name.
Yeah.
No, sure.
But it was Ramo's clip, so
yeah. So third place was B-Dogs and his Omnis issues.
Second, right?
Yeah.
Second. Yeah, second place. Yeah, runner up.
Tired.
Yeah.
Choke of the month, runner up.
Congratulations, Ramo's opponent in that race. You are terrible. You
Ramo, good for
you got what was
it.
coming to you.
Yeah.
Great job on hitting that record button, Ramo. That was really good of you.
No, he said Xbox, share that, and with
disconnect. I won. Screw you guys.
Record that.
That one was on YouTube, so.
Xbox, play Rick and Morty.
Ramo also gets. Ramo's allowed to win just because he was playing a stunt race with Ketchup and Slipstream on and stock supercars on Vespucci. So I think he wins.
Yeah, what are you doing?
All right, that'll do us for this week then. What's our word going to be?
Boy.
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 Girl.
You're all right, boy. I think that should be our...
It's always a damn train.
Do you want to spell it for our fine viewers?
You got to run and don't look back. This is over.
Are we saying B-O-A-H?
B-O-A-H.
Yeah.
Boy.
Okay.
Yeah, boy.
There you go. There's your word.
Boy.
Good boy. You're all right, boy.
You're
strong,
right,
boy.
Right.
See,
so
I've never experienced these lines because I only ever had girl horses. So
Me
You're
too.
missing out. You're missing out. They're great.
Girl.
So that'll do us for this month now. We'll see you in a month's time for. I guess we'll do something
Right before
Christmassy.
Christmas.
Yeah. The episode will go live next episode on Christmas Eve, so we'll be recording it 2 days before. So we'll do something Christmassy, I'm sure. Well, thank you those of you who do continue watching. Hopefully you enjoy us still chatting about nonsense, and we'll keep doing it. I just want to say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
You're all right, boy.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
You're a strong one, boy.
See you later.
Bye.